We are going to start learning about automation using WebDriver. Let us start learning about automation using WebDriver. Guys, once you do the homework, you have to send it to my mail. No one has sent a mail to me so that I can come to know who is practicing. Yesterday I have given the homework of doing the web page. You have to do that web page and you have to send it to me, I said, but no one has sent to me. Okay, try to do that going further. Now, let us start learning about automation using Selenium WebDriver. We are going to start learning about automation using Selenium WebDriver. I'm having a website. I'm having a website called abc.com. I'm having a website called abc.com. I have a username text box. I have password box. I have a login button. I have a username text box, I have a password box, and I have a login button. I need to log in into this application. I have username text box, password, and I have a login button. I need to log in into this application. Okay. If I want to log in into this application, first I need to open the browser, open the URL called abc.com, enter the username in the username text box, enter the password in the password box, then click on login button. These are the steps what I have to do. After opening the browser and URL, if I want to enter the username in the username text box, first identify this username text box and perform some typing operation. Identify this password box and perform some typing operation. Identify this login button and perform some click operation. Okay. After opening the browser and URL, if I want to enter the username in the username text box, first I need to identify this username text box and perform some typing operation. Identify this password box and perform some typing operation. Identify this login button and perform some click operation. To do any sort of automation, we will do only two steps. One is identifying the element. To do any sort of automation, we are going to do only two steps. One is identifying the element. Second one is performing action on it. Identifying the element and performing action on it. Identifying the element and performing action. These are the only two steps what we will be doing to do any sort of automation. Next, if I want to click on this checkbox, if I have a checkbox, if I want to click on this checkbox, first identify this element and perform action on it. If I have a radio button, if I want to click on the radio button, first identify this element and perform action on it. If I have a link called forgot your password link, I need to identify this element and I need to perform action on it. Identify this element and perform action on it. Identify this element and perform action. Identify this element and perform action. These are the only two steps what we will be doing to do any sort of automation. To identify the elements. In Selenium, there are 8 different ways. There are 8 different ways to identify the elements. In Selenium, there are 8 different ways how to identify this element. What are those 8 different ways? Those are nothing but ID, name, link text, XPath, CSS selector, class name, tag name, partial link text. These are the 8 element locators available in Selenium. These are the 8 element locators available in Selenium. ID, name, link text, XPath, CSS selector, class name, tag name, and partial link text. Either I can use ID to identify this element, or else name to identify this element, or else link text, or else XPath. Any one I can use. Which is the best suitable element locator for which element? That is what we are going to learn. See, first, if you for next another 3 to 4 days, we will be identifying the elements. To identify the elements, you do not have basic knowledge on Java. To identify the elements, if you have the basic knowledge on HTML, that's enough. Okay, that we have learned. Now we are going to start learning about how to identify these elements. Take down these element locators also in the same order. Don't misplace the order also. Next, I will guide you how to identify the elements in different web pages, different websites. Okay, make a quick note of this. Okay, now let me start opening different websites and start identifying different elements. Now let me open the browser. Now I need to open the browser, open the URL called online.activetime.com/krninformatics slash login.do. After opening this browser and URL, I think server is bit slow. It will open, but it takes a bit of time. Yeah, okay. Now I need to open the browser, open this URL. My goal is to identify this username text box. My goal is to identify this username text box. If you want to identify this element, right click on this element and inspect element. Right click on this element and inspect element. Okay, I want to enter username in the username text box. Right click inspect. Okay, anything which starts with open angular brace is the tag name. Anything which starts with open angular brace is the tag name. Input is the tag name. Input is the tag name. ID is one attribute. ID attribute has a value called username. Class is one attribute. Type is one attribute. Name is one attribute. Value is one attribute and placeholder is one attribute. Value is one attribute and placeholder is one attribute. Any element will have one tag name and multiple attribute value pairs will be there, and multiple attribute value pairs will be there. Any element will have one tag name. Input is the tag name. ID is one attribute, class is one attribute, type is one attribute, name is one attribute, value is one attribute, and placeholder is one attribute. And each and every attribute has an attribute value also. Each and every attribute has an attribute value also. Does this element has ID? See, out of all the 8 element locators, which is the first element locator? ID is the first element locator. ID is the first element locator. Does this element has ID, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. In that case, I can go with ID. In that case, I can go with ID. ID equal to username. ID equal to username. ID equal to username. Okay. I can use ID equal to username. Okay. See, why I have to identify this element in the sense when you are going to perform action, we will use Java code. We will use Java code. At the time, we will tell Java, please type email in that email address field. If I tell like that, Java cannot understand our own language. Java cannot understand our own language. In that case, what we have to do? We have to tell Java, please type email in that ID equal to email. We have to tell Java, please type email in that ID equal to Java, please type email in that ID equal to username. If you tell like that, Java can understand element locators. Java cannot understand our own language. Okay, that's why we have to identify the elements. Don't think that all the elements will have ID. Not all the elements will have ID. If you don't have ID, what to do next? What to do next? That is what we are going to see. That is what we are going to see. Now, let me go to this. Now, my goal is to identify this username text box. How? Right click, inspect. This is the source code. Input is the tag name. ID is one attribute, is type is one attribute. In that case, which element locator I can use to identify this element?
ID.
ID. ID equal to uname. ID equal to uname. ID equal to uname. Now, I want to identify this password field. I want to identify this password field. How to identify this password field? Right click, inspect. First, identify this. Right click and inspect. What is the tag name for this element, guys? What is the tag name?
Input.
Input
In
is the tag name. What are the attributes this element is having?
class
Class
password field.
attribute?
Password
No,
field.
password field is not an attribute.
Yeah. Class type name
Type,
place
wait, one by one. Class, type, then
mail
name,
name value
value,
placeholder.
placeholder. Separated by equal to. Whatever it is separated by equal to. Left hand side and right hand side. Left hand side is an attribute name and right hand side is an attribute value. Right hand side is an attribute value. That is how we can differentiate attribute and attribute value. Any element will have one tag, eh? And multiple attribute value pairs will be there. And multiple attribute value pairs will be there. In that case, any element will have one tag name and multiple attribute value pairs will be there. Does this element has ID here?
No.
No. If you don't have ID, which element locator I can use?
Class
Don't go with the class. Don't go with that order. I have given one order to follow. If you have ID,
name
go with ID. Or else I have to go with name.
name.
Does this element has name? Does this element has name attribute, guys?
Yes.
Yes, it has name attribute. Name equal to pwd. Name equal to pwd. In that case, I have to tell Java, please type name in that name equal to pwd so that Java can understand this element locators. Java can understand the element locators. Java can understand the element locators. Now, I want to identify this checkbox. How to identify this checkbox? Can you tell me how to identify this checkbox?
Right click, inspect
Right click,
element,
inspect element. Yes. Which element locator I can use to identify this element?
ID.
ID. Yes, I can use ID. ID is the best suitable element locator. Yes. ID equal to keep logged in checkbox. Yes. Now, keep logged in checkbox. Now, I want to identify this uh, ActiveTime INC link. How to identify this ActiveTime INC link? Right click, inspect. This is the source code. What is the tag name for this element? What is the tag name for this element?
A.
A is the tag name, anchor tag. A tag. What are the attributes this element is having? It has href attribute and it has target attribute. Do you have ID attribute for this element?
No.
Do you have name attribute for this element?
No.
No. We don't have ID attribute and we don't have name attribute. So that either I cannot use ID or else I cannot use name. Both I cannot use. Next I have to go with the third one, link text. Third one is link text. If you don't have both ID and name, go with the link text. But link text can be used only for links, not for other elements. Link text can be used only for links, not for other elements. Okay. Is this element is a link? Is this element is a link? Yes, sir, it's a link. You will tell yes, sir, it's a link. Sir, but I will ask you, how can you come to know that it's a link? How can you come to know that it's a link? See, sir, there is some text which is underlined so that I can go with, I can come to know that it's a link. No, not all underlined text will not become a link. That's not correct.
Since the mouse over
When I mouse over, it changes to hand symbol. No, not like that also. When I mouse over on this also, it changes to a hand symbol. In that case, it's not a link. How can I come to know that whether it is a link in the sense? When I do right click and inspect, if it is starting with a tag,
okay.
then it's a link. That is how you have to confirm that it's a link. Not all underline text or mouse over. That is not the way how to identify whether it is a link or not. Now I have confirmed that it's a link. In that case, I have to go with link text. Link text equal to activetime inc dot. The text which is in between this opening a tag and closing a tag is nothing but the link text. The text which is in between this opening a tag and closing a tag is nothing but the link text. Link text equal to activetime inc dot. Okay. Link text is not like direct ID and name how you get it. ID and name how you get it directly from the code. You have to frame the link text by yourself. Okay, the text which is just between this, just before the closing a tag, whatever the text you gave, that is nothing but the link text. Link text equal to activetime inc dot. Link text equal to activetime inc dot. Link text equal to activetime inc dot. That is nothing but the link text of that element. link text equal to active time inc dot, that is nothing but the link text of that particular element. Now I want to identify this login button. How to identify this login button? Right click, inspect. How to identify? Right click, this is the source code, the blue highlighted one is the source code. Does it have ID? Does this element has ID?
No.
No. Does it has name?
No.
Is it a link to identify the link text?
No.
No. In that case, what is the next element locator I have to use?
XPath.
XPath. XPath. By using XPath, I can identify any element in a web page. By using XPath, I can identify any element in a web page. By using XPath, we can identify any element in a web page. By using XPath, we can identify any element in a web page. By using XPath, we can identify any element in a web page. Yeah, then you might ask a question, sir, when there is a possibility to identify any element in a web page by using XPath, why are we using other element locators? Identifying XPath is not that easy. It will take around 3 to 4 days for us to learn the XPath now. Now I am going to start that, but it will extend for another 3 to 4 classes completely. Okay, that's why what we are going to do now is we are going to start learning about XPath. We are going to start learning about XPath. Okay, as I said, by using XPath we can identify any element. Let us start learning about it. Not see all the not all the elements in the web page will have ID and name, and it will not be a link also to identify the link text. In that case, we have to go with XPath. There is no other option. Okay, most widely we will use XPath only in real time because most of the elements in real time will not have ID and name, and it will not be a link to identify the link text. In that case, go with XPath. XPath is of two types. One is XPath is of two types. One is absolute XPath, and another one is relative XPath. Relative XPath. Again, under relative XPath, we have different kinds. One is attributes, text function, contains text function, contains attributes. Contains attributes. Take down this into your notes. That is text open brace and close brace. Text function, that is called as function. Text open brace and close brace. Yeah, text open brace and close brace. You contains text open brace and close brace contains attributes. Now, below the takedown heading is absolute XPath. We are going to learn about absolute XPath in today's session. We are going to start learning about absolute XPath. Absolute XPath. Now, my goal is to open krninformatics.com/sample.html. In this, my goal is to identify this username text box. My goal is to identify this username text box. Right click, inspect. My goal is to identify this username text box. Uh, Imagine that this element doesn't have. Okay, let me remove this. There is no ID. There is no ID for this element. There is no name for this element. Is it a link to identify the link text? Is it a link to identify the link text, guys? No. In that case, I have to go with XPath. Before learning XPath, okay, you should know some basics about HTML. See, this input tag is the child tag of body tag. Input tag is the child tag of body tag. Body tag is the child tag of HTML tag. HTML tag is the parentmost tag of the entire HTML page. HTML tag is the parentmost tag of the entire HTML page. HTML tag has two child tags called head tag and body tag. HTML tag has two child tags called head tag and body tag. All my elements, just a minute. Okay, all my elements are under the body tag because when I mouse over on head tag, no element is getting highlighted. When I mouse over on head tag, no element is getting highlighted. When I mouse over on the body tag, all the elements are getting highlighted. Okay, which means that my element is on. See, when I mouse over on the HTML tag, my username text box is getting highlighted. It is highlighting the entire part. In that, my username text box is also there, which means that my element is under HTML tag. Under that, when I mouse over on head tag, no element is getting highlighted. When I mouse over on the body tag, my username text box is getting highlighted. My target is to identify this username text box that is getting highlighted. It is highlighting other elements also. Leave about that, whether it is highlighting other elements or not. Highlighting other elements are under HTML tag. I need to go to body tag. Under body tag, I need to go to this input tag. Under body tag, I need to go to this input tag. Under body tag, I need to go to this input tag. This is the parent-child relationship what you have to understand. Okay. Now my goal is to identify this username text box. If you want to identify this element, if you want to identify the XPath for any element, open the browser only in the Chrome browser. Open the application only in the Chrome browser, not in other browsers. Open the application only in the Chrome browser. Right click on the target element. Right click on the target element and inspect. Right click on the target element and inspect. Right click on the target element, inspect. Right click on the target element, inspect. Single click on the tag name and press Ctrl F. Single click on the tag name and press Ctrl F. You will be getting this text box. This is where you have to write the XPath. HTML/body/input of 1. This is the XPath for this is the XPath. Right click, inspect, single click on the tag name and press Ctrl F and start work. Open the application only in the Chrome browser. Open the application only in the Chrome browser. Right click on the target element. inspect. Right click on the target element, inspect. Single click on the tag name and press Ctrl F and start writing the XPath here. Start writing the XPath. HTML. How to write the XPath I will let you know later. After writing the XPath you will be getting 1 of 1 here, which means that this XPath is correct. How to write XPath we are going to see next. Where to write, this is where you have to write this. How to get this text box to write the XPath. This text bar, XPath bar, this is called as XPath bar. Okay, how to get this? Open the application only in the Chrome browser. How to do that in other browsers I will let you know next. Okay, as of now use only Chrome browser. As of now use only Chrome browser only. Okay, open the application only in the Chrome browser. Right click on the target element, inspect. Right click on the target element, inspect. Single click on the tag name and press Ctrl F, where we will be able to identify the XPath. There we can single click on the tag. See, when you do right click and inspect, when you do right click and inspect, most probably most of the time, not most of the times, by default you will be getting that here in the right hand side here. Even if you get it also, no need to panic. No need to panic here. What you can do here is click on this three dot. There is an option called dock to bottom. There is an option called dock to bottom. Click on this so that you will be able to get this. Okay. Then single click on the tag name and press Ctrl F so that you will be able to identify the XPath. So that you will be able to identify the XPath here. So that you will be able to identify the XPath. This is where you can. Don't click on the browser and press Ctrl F. It will search in the browser. Click on the tag name and press Ctrl F. You will be getting this XPath bar. Then type HTML and check whether it shows 1 of 1. If it shows 1 of 1, then this is where you have to write the XPath. Okay. Let me give you some notes for that. Who is that? Please mute your microphone. If I see just, I'll remove it. See it. Absolute XPath. To identify the XPath, open the application in the Chrome browser. Right click on the target element, inspect. Single click on the tag name and press Ctrl F. Take down this. Take down this. Make it quick, and if you are done, let me know it's done. We will move to the next step.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. Now, we need to identify the XPath for this username text box. Right click, inspect. This is the source code. Press Ctrl F. Which is the parentmost tag of the entire HTML page? HTML tag is the parentmost tag of the entire HTML page. Okay. HTML tag. Type HTML. HTML. Under this HTML tag, is my username text box is under head tag? No. Is it under body tag? Yes. My username text box is under body. Under parent tag called HTML tag, I need to move to the child tag called body tag. Under the parent tag called HTML tag, I need to move to the child tag called body tag. How will you move from parent tag to child tag? How will you move from parent tag to child tag? Single forward slash body. Single forward slash is used to move from parent tag to child tag. When a mouse or on body, it is highlighting the username text box. Take down this. Single forward slash is used to move from parent tag to child tag. No. Under HTML tag, I move to body tag. Under body tag, always check it should show as 1 of 1. When I type HTML also, it should show 1 of 1. Under HTML tag, when I put slash body also, it should show 1 of 1. It should show 1 of 1. Under body tag, I need to move to this input tag. Again, how to move from parent tag to child tag? How to move from parent tag called body tag to this child tag called input tag? Single forward slash input. But it shows 4 matching nodes. It shows 4 matching nodes. Out of 4, it is highlighting the first one. See, under this body tag, there are 4 input tags. That's why it is highlighting all the 4. That is why it is highlighting all the 4. Okay. But I don't want all the 4 input tags. Out of all the 4, it is highlighting the first one. When I mouse over on the first one, it is highlighting my username text box. It is highlighting my username text box. Okay. When I hit enter, it shows 2 of 4. That is second one. Second one is highlighting the password box. I don't want the second one. When I hit enter, it shows 3 of 4. That is third one. I don't want the third one. When I hit enter, it shows 4 of 4. That is fourth one. I don't want the fourth one. I want only the first one. I want only the first one. I want only the first one because I need the username text box. This is a XPath for that. Everyone, have you understood how to write the absolute XPath for this username text box? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Take down this XPath. Next we will see XPaths for different elements. HTML slash body slash input of 1. Now, my goal is to identify the XPath for this checkbox. How to identify the XPath for this checkbox? Right click, inspect element. This is the source code. This is the source code of that element. Okay. Now, this element is under body tag. HTML tag. Under HTML tag, it is under body tag. Under body tag, it is under this input tag. First, go to HTML. Under HTML tag, I need to go to body tag. Under HTML tag, I need to go to body tag. How will you move from parent tag to child tag? How will you move from parent tag to child tag? Single forward slash body. I need to go to body tag. Under HTML tag, I need to go to body tag. On the HTML tag, I need to go to body tag. HTML tag, I need to go to body tag. Under body tag, I need to go to this input tag. I have to put slash input. But it shows 4 matching nodes. Out of the 4, it is highlighting the first one. Is first one is highlighting your checkbox? No. When I hit enter, it shows 2 or 4. The second one is, if you have background noise, don't answer please. I don't know who is that. Under that, it is going to the second one. The second one is highlighting my username text box. Sorry, is it highlighting the checkbox? No one is answering. One girl. Yes, sir. The second one is highlighting my checkbox. It is highlighting the password box. When I hit enter, it shows 3 or 4. This third one is highlighting your checkbox.
No.
No, it is highlighting the button. When I hit enter, it shows 4 or 4. Is fourth one is highlighting my checkbox?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So that I need to identify. I have to put it as 4. Now this is the XPath. Okay, listen carefully. You can take down later. Now, anyhow, I have struggled and I have identified the. Tomorrow, in between this username text box and password box, if they implement one more text box called first name, username, first name, password, login button, and checkbox like this. If they implement some more text boxes, in that case, if I use the same XPath, will it identify the checkbox still? The first one will be the username text box, second one will be the newly added element, that is first name, third one will be the password, fourth one will be the button, and fifth one will be the checkbox. Okay, if the page gets updated by adding few more elements, if I use the same XPath, will it identify the checkbox? That's my question.
No. No, it won't.
No, it won't. If the page structure changes a little bit by adding few more elements also, this XPath won't work. This XPath won't work. That's why we won't use this absolute XPath. Take down this. We will see few more drawbacks also. Now, I want to identify this female radio button. My goal is to identify the female radio button. Right click. This is the source code. Okay, starting from HTML tag, I need to drill down. Type HTML. Under HTML tag, do I want to go to head tag? No. I want to go to body tag. When I mouse over on the body, it is highlighting all the elements. In that, my female radio button is also there. See, when I mouse over on body, it is highlighting the female radio button. It is highlighting all the other elements also. No need to worry about the other elements. Is it highlighting your element? See only that. Okay, slash body. Under body tag, always check it should show us one matching node. Under body tag, I need to go to this particular table. But when I put slash table, it shows 5 matching nodes. Out of 5, it is highlighting the first one. Is first one is highlighting your female radio button? Forget about other thing, whether it is highlighting male or some other thing also. See, check only whether check if it is highlighting your element also. Is it highlighting the female radio button also?
Yes.
Yes. In that case, I have to go to table of 1. Yes. Okay. See, table of 2 of 5, it is highlighting some other element. 3 of 5 is highlighting some other element. 4 of 5 is some other element. 5 of 5 is some other element. Only the first one highlighting that element. Under this table of 1, I need to go to tbody slash tbody. Under tbody, I need to go to table slash table. Sorry. Under this tbody, I need to go to this tr slash tr. Under this tr, I need to go to the second td because first td is male. So when I put just slash td, It shows two matching nodes. Out of two, it is highlighting the first one. I don't want the first one. I want the second one because second one is highlighting the female radio button. Yes. The second one is highlighting the female radio button. Under this, I need to go to this input tag. Slash input. Slash input. Yes, I have identified this. Okay, anyhow, I struggled and I have identified this. Tomorrow, when there is a small structural change in the page, if they add few more elements here, in that case, will this XPath will identify the female, will the same XPath will identify the, if they add some more tables and add some more elements, will this XPath will identify the female radio button still? Will it identify the female radio button if they add some more elements before this, guys? No. Because this hierarchy will get changed. Each and every element in a web page has a HTML hierarchy. Starting from HTML tag to this target element. We are identifying the position of the element. In the HTML hierarchy, which is called as absolute XPath. We are identifying the position of the element in the HTML hierarchy is called as absolute XPath. Identifying the position of the element in the HTML hierarchy is called as absolute XPath. Take down this into your note. Have you completed this? Yes. Take down this XPath. Guys, and you might think that I have understood everything, I no need to practice. But once you start practicing, right, you will get several doubts. If you have any doubts also, you can ping me and you can get clarified with your doubts. But you have to sit and practice. If you are not practicing, right, not now, after 10 days or 15 days, you will face a lot of problem while you are working with advanced topics. We have to be thorough enough with these small things. Then only big things becomes quite easy. I see no one is practicing. If you are practicing, you have to send your homeworks to my mail every day, so that I can come to know who is practicing. People who sends the homeworks, I will be giving more preference for them in placements also. Okay, now I am going to give you two homeworks. Note down that. Open krninformatics.com/sample.html. Open krninformatics.com/sample.html. Identify the XPath for this single select drop down. How to identify the XPath for this single select drop down? That is one homework. The another one. Open this website called onlineactitime.com. I have given you both the URLs. And identify the XPath for this username text box. Identify the XPath for this